All right, it's the 20th of March. This is Rabbi Furst. We're doing Pierke Avos, Pesach.
Okay, good morning. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanachni Yerushalayim Zoom, learning the Pirush on the Haggadah, Maisa Hashem. I'll put that on your screen. Let me share that for you. Should have a document as well.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Maisa Hashem. As I said, Mechaber lived over 500 years ago. And making use of his knowledge. And here's some right. Okay. Let's see. We are in paragraph starting with Nasan Teshuva al Zeh. Again, the question was basically, what was the question we're dealing with? In the Gada, it says in the very beginning of the very first line of Magid that we say Avani hayinu leparo b'Mitzrayim v'yotzienu Hashem Elokeinu misham b'yad chazaka u'b'zro natuya. Why does it have to be mentioned that Hashem took us out by his yad chazaka u'b'zro natuya? We'll see. The question was that the Kadosh Baruch had many different ways of having us come out of Mitzrayim. Why did, so to speak, why did Hashem have to get involved in Yetzias Mitzrayim? Let Pharaoh make his mind up, right? Just like the Malchi Pras, just like Daryavish, the son of Achashverosh, he decided, let the Yidden go back to Yerushalayim, let them go and rebuild the base of Mikdash, right? Let them. Hashem didn't have to. When in the story of Purim, Hashem didn't do anything beyond Hazak Bezor and the Tuya. Everything was nister, right? So why couldn't Hashem have done that as well? Let Paro extend his scepter to Moshe Rabbeinu and say, "Your people are free. I, the king of Egypt, declare that all Jews in Egypt have now received their pardon and freedom, and they are free to leave and to return to their homeland, Eretz Canaan." Why couldn't that, that's a good idea. No, isn't that great? Why
Rabbi,
couldn't
you'd make a great paro. I'd vote for you.
it? Okay. So that's the question. Hashem certainly had in his ability to allow Paros to make up his mind to let us go. So why did Hashem have to get involved? That is basically the question. The basic question is, why did Kadosh Baruch have to get involved with Yetzias Mitzrayim? And so the answer is, that's the third paragraph. Nasan Teshuva al Zeh. We'll give a reason for this.
Okay.
Answer to this.
Nasan Teshuva al Zeh. To give an answer to this, V'amar she'ein zu or za marom levav, that this is not for the purpose of exalting our pride, for giving us for making us proud of the fact that we were freed. Aval lehoros she'avadim hayinu leparo b'mitzrayim. Rather, but to free us from slavery to Paro in Egypt, v'hotzi enu, and to bring us out, Hashem biyad chazaka, for Hashem to bring us out with a strong hand. She'ha'eved she'adonav she'yachror Asher Oso Miritzono, Ein Lo Rov Levav. That the slavery to our master, to his master, he was freed. We were freed.
That a slave she'eved she'adonav shichroso mirtzono, that a slave whose master freed him willingly with his own decision, that the master decided to free a slave whose master decided to free him.
That for him, there's no pride.
That slave has nothing to be proud about.
Right. Ki al kol yimei olam hu kafuf tachas ha'adon. Since ad kol yimei olam, until all the days of the world.
I mean, really, that means forever. He will forever be kafuf tachas adon.
He'll ever be bent under the power of the master.
Right. Even though the master freed him, but still
he's indebted.
Exactly.
Ba'od she'avad shehi avad she'nish tachror rotzeh. And furthermore, that the slave is a slave and is freed willingly. The farsam hishcharur. He wants to announce and publicize Vayisa chol ma, and to make everything that is possible.
You'll do everything that's possible.
He'll do
everything
that's possible. Lo, for him, leho ros, to be free. Al ha-shichror,
the haros, to show or indicate.
To show or indicate that he is free. Hamochelet. I don't remember what hamochelet is. Hamuchlat.
Decisively, he's decisively free.
Okay, so the reason it says Yad Chazakah is to teach us that the slaves were decisively freed?
No. Well, the beginning of the answer is as follows: that if we were freed by, let's say, Pharaoh allowing us to go out, and not as it was with Hashem freeing us with Yad Chazaka, with Rose in the Tuya, then we would have nothing to be proud about. Nothing to be proud about. Why? Because an Eved who is freed by his master through the master's own free will, that Eved doesn't have anything to be proud of, because he's always indebted to his former master. It's true, he's his former master, but he's always indebted to his former master for his freedom. Number one. Number two, an Eved that when the Eved is free, the nature of the Eved is he wants to publicize and announce his freedom, and he'll do everything that's possible for him to show that he was definitively made a free man. And this state of indebtedness is going to subdue this urge to make the public know that he's in fact free, because they say, hey, how did you get free? Well, my master freed me. So that that's nothing to really be proud about. So he's going to be inhibited in terms of his desire to announce and publicize his freedom. That's the first step.
So in other words,
Now we'll continue.
the Yad Chazakah is for the purpose of making it very clear that Hashem freed us, not that Paro freed us.
Right. First and foremost, the Kadosh Baruch Hu freed us. No one else, no other power. Power did not let us out. Hashem, through his greatness, his love,
And
his promise, he
yeah.
took us out of Mitzrayim. And therefore, we have, number one, a reason to be proud. We say, look, Kadosh Baruch Hu keeps his promise. Kadosh Baruch Hu loves us. That's why we're free men. We came out of Egypt. We're free. And secondly, we're not beholden, we're not indebted to anything except anyone except the Kadosh Baruch.
Okay, except I have a question that we learned that we weren't really worthy of being freed, that Hashem did it as a chesed. So I would think that would subdue our tendency to be proud of it.
Right, that's still true. Right? That's still true. However, we have a right to be proud that Hashem loves us so much, he's willing to do things even beyond the letter of the law for us. He's willing to overlook our faults. He's willing to overlook our difficulties. He's willing to do things out of his love for us. So that's a source of pride as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, I'm with you.
Okay.
All right, so ve'ilu lo hotzianu. And even if he had not taken us out, Ratzah Lamar she'elu lo hotzianu biyad chazaka rak b'ritzui. He would still want, or we would still say that if he didn't take us out with a strong hand, only what is beritzui?
Ritsui is through Paro's willingness. Ritsui is like willingness.
Willingness. So if Hashem didn't take us out, then um, we would have come out only through Paro's willingness. Shekamo sheha mitzia chen la'am be'enei Mitzrayim v'hish Vishalom. And that is like that we found grace for the nation in the eyes of the Egyptians, and what is this word? Elom.
Hashiloyim. I think that they were at peace with us.
So if Hashem had not taken us out with a strong hand, then we would find that we came out with the desire of the Egyptians to have peace with us.
Right. If it wasn't that Hashem did not take us out by Yad Chazaka, meaning it was against the will. The Yad Chazaka means it was really against the will of the Egyptians. And rather, if it was not done that way, and it was rather through the willingness, the willingness of the Egyptians, if that would be the case, then it would be like we had found favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, and they had made peace with us. And it would meaning there was a possibility for us to have been found favor in the eyes of Paro.
What is this word? Lishalcham? To have peace?
To send them out.
To send them out.
No, to send them out.
Ukavar yir shelo namshich shum to alas liYisrael mehayos yitzi asam biyad chazaka. And already we see that we do not find anything that is a reason for the Jews to be rescued with a strong hand.
Right. So if this would be the case that Pharaoh was reconciled with us, the Egyptians were reconciled with us, and we came out of Egypt through the willingness of the Egyptians to send us free. So then, if that would have been the case, Kavar Yira Shalo Yimshach Shum Tualas Yisrael Mios Yotzim Bezaka would turn out that there's no reason, no benefit. There'd be no benefit in us, the Jews coming out of Egyptian with the Yad Chazaka. right?
Right.
If the whole reason why Hashem took us out of Egypt because of the Yad Kozaka Zorah and Tuyah was because the Egyptians didn't want to let us out. So therefore Hashem forced them to send us out because he bore heavily upon them with the Yad Kozaka of Zorah and Tuyah. If that was the reason why Hashem was doing that, so then reverse the situation. Let the Egyptians willingly want us to go out, right? And then there'd be no need to have the Yad Kazaka. But if that would be the case, right, then the following would be a difficulty.
Okay.
Amr Hamagi.
L'chein Amr Hamagi she'im lo haya motziim biyad chazaka. Therefore, it says in the story that if we had not been brought out with a strong hand, hayu benenu uvnei venenu mishuvadim l'paro b'mitzrayim. Then it would be that our children and our children's children would be servants to Paro in Egypt. Ve'ein safek.
So when the way he's explaining it, it has a different connotation. You can learn it, mishubadim the Paro b'mitzrayim, as you said, that we would be servants subjugated to Paro in Egypt, but he's explaining it in a different way. We would be beholden to Paro, who is in Mitzrayim. Meaning, if we would have gone out with the willingness of Paro and the Egyptians to send us out, and it was not done through a Yad Chazak or Zorah and the Tuyah, then we would always be beholden to Paro, who's there in Mitzrayim.
Right.
Not that we would be slaves to Paro still in Mitzrayim. We would be free, but we would be beholden forever and ever to Paro in Mitzrayim.
Ve'ein safek she'ha'eved mishorer she'adonav shichraru, that there's no doubt that a slave that is freed by his master will be Sheyichraru. What is that, please?
Like she'ein safek she'eved she'mecharu adonav sheyichrohu. There is no doubt that an Eved who was freed through his master freeing him.
Olam ha'eved hahu im hayos shelo yikra eved am kol im kol zeh hu misho mishoved le'adonav. Really, a slave who is this slave, really this slave these slaves are a nation that is not called slaves. With all this, it is that they were freed by their master.
Right, meaning, again, there's no, as he says, Shane Suffolk, there's no doubt that an Eved which is freed by his master and given his freedom through his master's freeing him, La'olam ha'Eved forever, that Eved im chayosh lo yikra Eved, even though, Hayos means it's not meaning a people, it's im hayos, it's a phrase. Even though shlo yikra Eved, even though he's not really, technically he's not called an Eved anymore. Im kol zeh, nevertheless, who meshubed la'adonav. Nevertheless, he's still beholden to his former master.
V'chein banav ubenei vanav ad olam. And similarly for his children and his children's children forever. So in other words, if Hashem had not freed us with a strong hand, meaning clearly against the will of the Egyptians, but rather the Egyptians had made peace with us and freed us of their own free will, then we would remain beholden to them forever.
Right, that's right. And that's what it means. That's what it means in the Haggadah, right? When we say in the Haggadah of Pesach, we say Avodim Hainu Lepara b'Mitzrayim Yotzeinu Hashem Elokeinu Misham B'Yad Chazak B'Zor Netuya Ilu Lo Hotzi HaKadosh Baruch Hu Es Avoseinu b'Mitzrayim. And you have to emphasize with his Zroya Netuya, right, and a Yad Chazaka Hayanu U'Baneinu U'Baneinu Misharim Hainu Lepara b'Mitzrayim. We would still be beholden to Paro in Mitzrayim.
All right, so I have a question. So what? What's wrong with being beholden? It's a good midah to give thanks to somebody who helps you.
That's right. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kavanah here, he wants us to be beholden only to him. He doesn't want us to be beholden to any other force in the universe, only to him. We owe our freedom exclusively to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Right. Okay, and what is this abbreviation? Daled Aleph Lamed Kaf?
Yeah. The Imlokain, if it wouldn't be for that, if it wouldn't be that we would be beholden to Paro forever and ever.
Hayakafui Tova. What's kafui?
Literally to deny Tova, to deny good, meaning we would be ingrateful.
We'd be ungrateful. Lo haya hachirus mochelet im haya mishu avad. And we would not be below haya hachirus. That our freedom would not be mochelet. We had that word mochelet before.
It would not be this decisive, right? It wouldn't be absolute. Well, very good. Absolute. Our freedom would not be absolute.
With our being beholden.
Right.
If we are beholden, our freedom would not be absolute if we are beholden.
Right.
Okay, so that's another answer to my question about why is it not good to be beholden?
Exactly.
That being beholden somehow diminishes our freedom.
Right. Very good.
Umipnei zeh gam kain lo rotze Hashem Yisbarach Hashem Yisbarach v'hotzi aim b'ratzon paro. And because of this, also, we lo ratzah Hashem Yisbarach. Hashem would not want to bring us out with the agreement of Paro. Rak Baal Karcho, only against his will, Al Yudei Machos, through
Matos.
damages.
The Makos, the plagues, Rishunas, strange and evil plagues.
Strange and evil plagues. Ba'ofen shalo nish aru mi she'avadim lo klal. What is ofen?
In a way.
In a way that is not. What's nisharu?
In the way that we do not remain beholden to him at all.
Beholden to him at all. So Hashem would not want to bring us out with the agreement of Paro, only against his will through plagues, strange and evil plagues, in a way that that we do not remain beholden at all.
Right, we don't remain beholden to him, to Paro at all.
Right.
We don't have to say thank you for Paro for anything.
Right.
And we have to realize that our true absolute gratitude is exclusively due to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Okay. Good. That's pretty good. That's pretty clear.
Yep. Very good, Lou.
Yeah, thank you, Meir. It's it's still not 100% clear to me how it is that being beholden to Egypt would diminish our freedom. I mean, we were beholden to Hashem, and that gives us a certain sense of pride. And we're proud that we're free. And somehow if we were beholden, that would diminish our pride and we would be less free.
It's not so much the diminishing of our pride, but it's a blemish, it's a flaw in our freedom. I'll explain as follows. There's a pasuk in Mishlei, Soni Matanis Yichya. Person who hates gifts, he lives. So the question is asked, what's this supposed to mean? A person who hates gifts lives. Everybody loves gifts, right? Everyone wants to get something for free, right? Like I always say, the muscle, you have a bank, they're giving out alarm clocks. You open an account with us, you get a free alarm clock, right?
Right.
So you have a rich man, he's got hundreds of millions of dollars. He's standing online with everyone because he wants to get a free alarm clock. You can buy an alarm clock 100 times better than what they're giving away. No, because it's free. He wants to get what's free, right? But
Right.
the truth is, Sony Matanis Yicha, really, you don't want to accept gifts. Spiritually, it's damaging to accept gifts. Why is it damaging? Because what does it mean if he hates gifts, meaning he doesn't accept gifts, he's free. He's not he's free, he's high, he's alive. That the Gemara says, Arba Nikshav Kames. There are 4 types of people that are considered to be dead. So one of them is an Ani. Uh, Another one is a person who's blind, because why? In the other cases as well, that these people are severely limited in what they can do for themselves. A person who's blind, has for he has to depend on people to lead him here and lead him there, to get things for him. He's always beholden to people. And Ani, he doesn't have the means to support himself. He's always getting things from people. He's always beholden to people. When a person accepts a gift, he becomes beholden to that person. He owes him a chorus of tov. He owes him gratitude. He owes him a debt of gratitude. Therefore, his freedom of choice, his free will, his bechira is limited, because person he accepts gifts from, he can't say no to that person. Right? Can't say no to that person. You're beholden to that person. So that limits that person's free will of choice in what he can do in relation to the person who he's beholden to. So that limits a person's free choice. Being alive is you are expressing, and you're allowed and able to express your bechira, your free will. If there's any limit to your free will, your bechira, that's limiting your bechira, that is a limitation of a person's life. Right? So there's a sonin matanis yicha, a person who hates gifts lives. Why? Because he's not beholden to anybody. He has complete, absolute free will. He's not like a surma, a blind person, or ani, a poor person, who they're always beholden to everybody for everything almost. They have no life on their own because they're always beholden to people. Likewise, if we would have been beholden to Paro, that would limit our bechira. That would be a continuation of our shibud, our subservience to Paro. And Hashem didn't want that. Hashem wanted us to be absolutely, decisively free. So therefore, only Kadosh Baruch Hu, Yad Kazak or Zoran the Tuya, would and could take us out of Mitzrayim to prevent us has v'sholem falling into a syndrome of having to have a Koros Tov to Paro and Egypt.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that explanation.
Okay, I hope that makes it clear. If you still have difficulty with it, we can fine tune it a bit as well. Be'ez Hashem. Be'ez Hashem. Okay, very good. So I think a good time to stop. Let's take a break. We'll start the Mr. Brewer's here shortly. And okay, so that's this document. This is very very chashuv. It's worthwhile that we spend time on it, and if you have a chance you can review it before Pesach. It's very important. It's a whole new picture on what the Haggadah means, right? You lo hotzi Hakadosh Baruch Hu es avoseinu min Mitzrayim hari'anu b'neinu b'nei b'neinu mishabing hainu leparo b'Mitzrayim. It's not mishubating. We would still be. It's obviously pashut. It's obvious that if Hashem never took us out of Mitzrayim, we'd still be slaves to Paro. That's obvious, okay? So it can't mean simply that. It must mean something more. So the emphasis on that Hashem took us out, especially with the Yad Hazakim, not through being released by Paro or some other means, and therefore exclusively our Hakadosh Tov belongs to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and exclusively we're absolutely free, and we're not meshubed and beholden to anybody except Hakadosh Baruch Hu for our freedom. Okay, good. If we need to fine tune it a little bit more, we can work on it a little bit more. I'm happy to do that. Mitzvah Hashem. Okay, let's take our break, and we'll start the shir in Mr. Brewer shortly. Mitzvah Hashem.
Okay. I might not be back for the next year, so if I'm not, have a good Shabbos, everybody.
Okay, thank you for telling me.
Have a good day and a good Shabbos to you too.
I might have to get my wife's medicine. So
Okay.
Oh, it's here. I hate the pharmacy.
this is Hatorum, though. This is even worse.
Hey. Well, Hatzlacha Rabba.
Thank you. Thank you. Be well.
Thank you, Rabbi. See you in a few minutes.
Welcome.